but people underestimate what it takes to walk 4,000 kilometers. It's like, okay, do another one. You know, I think it can be done. That discussion is ongoing. But it was a very nice experience for me. I liked it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be averse to doing it again. I learned a lot. And I have this thing that, okay, I've seen my country this way. I'm quite curious about what it looks like this way. I mean, it's a strange thing to say, but yeah.
I'd like to just add to this. I think this is where, Rahul, I think you were right in a way that the media has been stifled in India, but social media actually surprisingly made Bharat Jodo Yatra very, very popular around that time. And everybody, all of us have known about it, despite the fact that there has been a lot of curbing of information on that yatra, but the success has actually been visible to all of us in the past 1 year, especially after the membership issue came up, when they tried to get you out of the parliament. So, do you think social media also actually ended up helping you in a bit, in a way, when the media was not necessarily in a position to?
No, what helped us was large masses of people who were part of this yatra, right? Who happened to have social media on them. Right? So it wasn't. I mean, the BJP tried to stamp it out, but the scale of it made it impossible. There were too many people, you know, and they were just running around taking videos and forwarding them. So it had a much wider base, and it's much more difficult to stop that than say my channel or somebody else's channel. But I think there's a lesson in the war for politicians in general. That it's surprising how effective tools that one feels are old or not modern are in the 21st century. I was extremely surprised at what happened. It also changed the way I see things fundamentally. Completely transformed me as a political actor. So that was for me quite a gift given to me by the people of my country.
Can you elaborate on that?
Let me see it. Elaborate on that.
How did it transform you?
I'll tell you. So when we started, my model was the usual political model, which was, oh, I'm meeting this farmer, for example, I'm meeting this laborer, and now I have to understand his situation, and I also have to show a solution to the person. I'm going to say, oh, I understand it, we need to change GST. Or, I get it, now what we have to do is, we need to make sure that you get fertilizer, right near your farm. Structural solutions. And what started to happen when we were walking was that this just became impossible to do. Because I started to get so many people that I just couldn't. Like, I just, a person would come, they were coming fast, so I just couldn't have this conversation anymore. Which is sort of what I call it a mind-to-mind conversation. And then I started to resort to a heart-to-heart conversation, where I was no longer really saying to them how smart I was, or that I understood their condition. And I went into this sort of silent mode, where I started listening to them. And then I realized as a politician, I have never listened to people in my life. It came to me as a real shock. Then I spent, 15 years. And listening doesn't mean that you're talking to me, I'm listening. That's not what listening means. Listening means that when you're talking, my internal conversation shuts down. Right? So if you're listening and I'm saying, oh yeah, that's what he's saying and this is how he's thinking about it, and I'm talking to myself, I'm not listening to you, I'm talking. So suddenly that shut down. And then what I found was, I could connect instantly in a completely different way. And so then it was much more like the communication was, I would touch the person and the third person would maybe hold my hand and shake my hand, and a completely different conversation was happening. And there was nothing about, it was not about, what he said or what I thought or what he thought. It was a sort of trust type of thing. That, okay, I'm here, I've come here to talk to you, to listen to you. I of course won't be able to talk to you for so long, but what you are feeling is important to me, not what you're thinking. And it just changed the thing. I still cannot explain to you the power of that thing. I am not able to even compute it, because all my life I have spoken in this particular way like politicians do. Like you asked me, what do you think about China? I'm giving you a mental framework and we're talking through that mental framework. And when you're talking to large numbers of people, especially in this yatra model, it fails. You can't come up with it. So I developed a completely new bond with millions of people. And I see it as a gift that they gave me, which is the other thing that is strange. So I feel that, this is very interesting. I walked through this thing, and in the beginning I told myself, listen, I'm not going to have any aim. And then at the end of it, 1 or 2 months later, I was like, my God, look at this, what gift I got. This completely new way of engaging or listening that I would have never imagined possible on my own. I don't know if that answer, maybe it's a bit too soft. It's too much soft.
Thank you.
No, the final thing. So what I understood, and the question I started asking myself in this walk, after about a month, was that, okay, so I've been working for 20 years as a politician. And why is it that in 20 years the words I love you have never come out of my mouth? Because love is a central concept. So this started to irritate me, that why is it that I'm meeting all these people and I don't have the ability, that's funny, but I don't have the ability to say to these people that, oh, actually I love you. And so I started doing that to strangers. And they started doing it back to me. And so what I like about the yatra is that it introduced this word. It's not a thinking word, it's a feeling word. And it introduced this word into the politics of India. And this is the word that counters hatred. No amount of logic. If he hates that person, no amount of logic is going to fix it. And so in a sense, the yatra gave me the architecture to deal with this hatred. And now, it's interesting. Before the yatra, if I met someone, they never said to me, I love you.
They do now.
All the time. They come up to me and say, we love you, we love you, we love you. So it's a fantastic thing. Not something you should be telling journalists and that's, I'm going to tell you what I saw.